Florida LGBTQ plus caucus to meet in Orlando to discuss what's next for Don't Say Gay, drag, and the next President of the United States. The Florida LGBTQ plus Democratic Caucus represents the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community of the Florida Democratic Party. Many of the members of the caucus currently serve on Democratic executive committees across the state. On February 25, 2023, members of the Florida LGBTQ plus Democratic Caucus will meet at the Winter Conference in Orlando to elect caucus officers, president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. Any voting member may run for a caucus officer position, nominate another voting member, have their name placed in nomination, provided the member is a current voting member. Persons nominated for a caucus officer position will be asked by the nominating committee to verify that they are willing to serve if elected. For more information about the biennial organizational election of caucus officers, you can check their official website at lgbtqdems.org. Now, this is very exciting. This is actually the front line of our struggle right here in Florida. Yeah, so we really should, if we know anyone that is, up for that, challenge, please, nominate them, support them.
I'm going. Queer News Tonight will be present because we're going to host an event in Orlando for the LGBTQ community from Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network. And I believe we're going to do a special broadcast of Queer News Tonight in Orlando and have some presence and representation in Orlando. But then the important thing is on Saturday, they are going to do workshops about what's happening in the trans community, what's happening for Gen Zers, what's happening in communities of color. The attacks on drag queens, I know, is one of the programs that they're going to do, and what to do about it. And we're going to broadcast the entire thing live all day long. So you'll be able to participate in the programming of it's also valuable, I agree with you, in the intersection between our politics have direct effect on our community. And while we go, many of us on Walton Drive, we go, I don't want to know anything about the politics. Well, but you need to, because your rights, your existence as a drag queen, being able to perform, or how you're embraced as a person of color, LGBT, or trans rights in terms of laws that pass, etc., are all dependent on our politics.
I'm really excited for them. As far as I know, it's a fairly new organization. I know they're very new on the beach. I've been to a couple of their meetings. They're very young, which encourages me always. I'm glad that they've gotten to a point where they're traveling to Orlando. They're having a giant caucus. They're electing officers. We need these young people to really step up and to vote. Yep. The older people, they are where they are. They're probably not going to change, but it's time for the younger people to step up and, start to make their mark.
Baton and
absolutely.
Be the change that you want to see, and I see them doing that.
Yeah, and to build on what you mentioned, Al, I know I have so many people that say, I just want to be in my bubble. I want to just, be here and be away from all that, and that's not acceptable, because it's, these attacks are happening outside that bubble, and you need to be aware that they're coming.
The old adage, I think, is really true to that point. You can be in your bubble. We learned this in World War II. We just celebrated, Germany has just identified the pink triangle and what happened in the Holocaust in World War II to the LGBTQ community. You can be in your bubble until they turn and eventually come for you.
That's
and you're no longer in your bubble.
Correct.
So before that happens, get out of your
be
bubble.
proactive.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.